This is just a short video about how to use advanced and standard actions when setting up an assessment in Captivate. So here I've got a slide. The task that we're going to look at today is that I want to have questions from a question pool which will randomize the questions. On my results page I want to give feedback saying the number of questions right out of the total number of questions, and I also want them to be shown where they got questions wrong. So the way that I've set this up means that even if they've passed but they have failed some questions, it will still tell them which areas they need to review. So it's doing a bespoke feedback, not using very much of the standard options that Captivate gives you, but using the advanced and standard actions perhaps in a bit more of a user-friendly way. So before I started now, I've set up a few things, so I'll just talk you through them. I've got some random slides here and I've got some question pools set up. I've only used 5 questions, so I'm going to have 3 subject areas of 5 questions each. So I've set up subject area 1, 2 and 3. I've just named these questions subject area 3, question 5, question 4, and so on, just so that when we demonstrate this we can show that it's randomizing the questions and we've got them from 3 different subjects. So we've got random question slides in our assessment. Each question slide I've set to have 1 point, and it's set to take questions from this particular question pool. So on my last slide, this is my results slide, and it's the normal results slide. If you notice, I've taken off all of the defaults on this slide, so the score, the max score and all this, I've taken that off. I'm going to customize this slide myself. I want particular text to show at various points. So I've got some text set up here. Here I wanted to say thanks for taking the assessment and what they have scored. Remember, you have existing variables within the assessment, setting up a quiz in Captivate, and I just set in here the variables for quizzes. So if you're in your text box here, you can insert the variable by clicking on this X. This is not a user variable, we're going to be using some system ones that are already in Captivate. Here we go, and the ones that I were using is the info point scored, so that's what the delegate actually has, and I will also then have the total points. You can either do the total quiz points or the total project points, depending on whether you're having more than one quiz in a project or if this is just the one quiz. So you can insert the variables there. This will say you have got, for instance, 9 out of 15. We've got some text saying you've passed. I've also named this text, and I've also got some text to say you failed, and I've named that as well. And here is our individual feedback for the areas. So we've got you'll need to review subject 1, 2 and 3, and again I've named that over here subject text, subject 2 text and subject 3 text. Naming all of your text is very important because we're going to be using that later with the advanced actions. So when we actually enter this slide after the quiz, what we need to do is tell the slide to do certain things. So this is where we're going to be including our advanced action. So now we need to go to project, we go to advanced actions, and we're going to set up a new advanced action about this last slide. So our action type is going to be a conditional action, and we are going to call this results. Okay, so our advanced action starts if, and we're going to use a variable. I'm going to be using a system variable. So we're going to say if the quiz info passed fail, okay, is equal to, and we're going to have a literal figure here, 1. Okay, so all we're saying is if the quiz has been passed, so it meets that criteria, then we are going to show, so choose here, we got show our passed text. And then if that's the case, we don't want the failed text to show, so then we hide the failed text. Now, if it's the other way around and that doesn't happen, we'll need to hide the passed text and show the failed text. There we go. A very simple action that just means once they get into that slide, if they meet the criteria that they've passed, then it will show the passed text, it will hide the failed text, or if that isn't met, it will do it the opposite way around. Okay, so let's just save this action for now.